Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that is totally changing the game for marketers. We're looking at how AI is basically becoming this incredible co-pilot for your entire email strategy. It's taking all the guesswork out of it and turning it into a real science. All right, before we jump in, just a quick heads up. Everything we're covering in this explainer is pulled straight from Chapter 8 of a tutorial from Virtualization Options LLC. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into it. So just think about this for a second. What if you could write the perfect email? I mean, for the perfect person, and you just knew it would get seen. Like you're totally confident it would land right in their inbox and actually grab their attention. Well, that's pretty much the promise of AI, and today we're going to break down exactly how that magic happens. Okay, first things first, let's talk about crafting the perfect message. This is really where AI stops being just a simple tool and starts acting like a real creative partner, helping you write emails that people, actually want to read. So how does this actually work? Well, the most important thing to get from this process is that AI isn't here to replace you. Not at all. It just slots right in. You're still the one calling the shots. You define the audience, you set the strategy. Then you let the AI generate a bunch of drafts to get you started. But, and this is the key part, a human, that's you, always reviews and refines what the AI comes up with. After that, you can A/B test different versions, see what works, and optimize from there. The AI just makes everything faster, but you are absolutely still the pilot in the cockpit. And you know a perfect place where that speed really pays off? Subject lines. Think about it. An AI can spit out dozens of different subject lines in seconds. It can play with all those little psychological triggers we know work, like curiosity, urgency, personalized questions, emotional hooks, all of it. It can even help you test which combination of those things gets the best response from your specific audience. So why all this focus on a single line of text? Well, it's pretty simple, really. Your subject line is the gatekeeper to your entire message. If nobody opens the email, who cares how brilliant the content inside is? It just doesn't matter. No open equals zero impact, period. All right, so let's move on and see how this all connects. You've got the perfect message crafted. Now AI helps you deliver it at the perfect time. It does this by making your automation workflows way smarter and more responsive than they've ever been. Just so we're all on the same page here, when we say marketing automation workflow, what are we talking about? It's basically just a sequence of marketing actions that you set up ahead of time. Think of it like a customer journey map that gets triggered automatically, either by something a customer does or just after a certain amount of time passes. Okay, but this is where AI completely changes the game. The old way of doing this was so rigid, It was a one-size-fits-all journey for everyone. The new way? It's adaptive. So let's say a trigger happens, like a customer abandons their shopping cart. The AI instantly evaluates the whole situation. It picks the best content specifically for that person, figures out the best time to send it, and, this is the really cool part, it adapts the rest of the journey based on how that person responds. It's not a static path anymore. It's a living, breathing workflow. So we're sending smarter messages, we're building these intelligent workflows, but how do we know who we should even be talking to? Who do we focus our energy on? That brings us to lead scoring, which is another area that AI is just completely turning on its head. You see, the old way of scoring leads was, well, it was kind of clunky. It was all manual and based on assumptions. We'd literally sit there and say, okay, a VP gets 10 points, a manager gets 5 points. It was static, inflexible, and you just know it missed a turn of real buying signals. The new way with predictive AI is a whole different world. It uses machine learning to analyze all of your past data, the wins, the losses, everything. And from that, it builds a dynamic model that's based on what actually leads to a sale. It finds these hidden patterns that we would just never, ever spot on our own. And the results? Honestly, they're staggering. Let's just start with accuracy. These AI models can typically pinpoint which leads are the real high-value ones with about 85% accuracy. I mean, that just blows manual guesswork out of the water. And that kind of accuracy leads directly to some incredible efficiency gains. When you can identify the best leads right from the start, your sales team can slash the time they waste chasing dead ends by up to half, 50%. So what happens when your sales team gets all that time back and can focus it on the right leads? The payoff is huge. We're talking about an average lift in conversions of around 30%. That is a massive, direct hit to the bottom line. So why does this all matter? What's the big takeaway from these numbers? It's simple. Your sales team stops spinning their wheels. They get to focus their energy only on the leads that are actually ready to buy. And that directly boosts efficiency and, you guessed it, revenue. Okay, so let's recap. We've got the perfect message, we've automated how it gets delivered, we've prioritized the best leads, we're all set, right? Well, not quite. None of that means anything if the email never actually makes it to the inbox. So for our final section, let's talk about mastering deliverability. The absolute foundation of getting your emails delivered comes down to these 3 technical pillars of trust: SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. Now look, we're not going to get lost in the technical weeds here. All you really need to know is that these are completely non-negotiable. They're basically your digital passport, proving to services like Gmail and Outlook that you are who you say you are, and you're not some spammer trying to spoof an address. Once you have that solid technical foundation, AI steps in to help manage the day-to-day work of staying in the inbox. This is everything from keeping your email lists clean, to watching how people are engaging with your emails, to even optimizing the words you use to avoid spam filters. It also helps you maintain a consistent sending pattern, which builds your reputation over time. The AI can keep an eye on all of this stuff and flag any potential issues before they turn into real problems. So let's tie this all together. The best way to think about AI here is as your marketing co-pilot. It really has 4 key jobs. It helps you craft personalized messages and subject lines at scale. It helps you automate smart workflows that actually adapt to your customers. It helps you prioritize the very best leads so your sales team wins more. And finally, it helps you deliver your message so it actually lands where it's supposed to, the inbox. And all this really leaves us with a fascinating big picture question to chew on. As AI gets better and better at handling this science of the inbox, the optimization, the data, the deliverability, what does that mean for our role? How are we, the humans, going to redefine the art of human connection that has to sit on top of all this incredible technology? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.